All right, imagine riding up a mountain in 95-degree heat, legs burning, lungs screaming, and your body's core temperature already on overdrive. Now, imagine your menstrual cycle is also cranking things up another notch. Welcome to the reality of the Tour de France Femmes. This isn't just about fitness. It's about biology, taboo breaking, and a sport finally confronting the truth about women's bodies. Let's unpack why this story matters way beyond the peloton. First off, the heat thing. It's brutal. Riders are calling it riding in an oven. But here's what caught my attention: the connection between menstrual cycles and heat tolerance. I mean, how many of us think about our periods affecting our ability to sweat or regulate body temp? For these athletes, it's a game changer. One expert mentions how post-ovulation, your body's baseline temp spikes, even at rest. So imagine trying to climb Mont Ventoux when your internal thermostat's already dialed to sauna. Personally, I think this flips the script on the old-school push-through-pain mentality. You can't just grit your teeth here. Your hormones are literally rewriting the rules. And let's talk about the protocols teams are developing. Internal strategies to manage thermal load. That's code for treating athletes like humans, not machines. One rider, Alice Towers, admits some days she's less motivated, while others she's fired up. But here's the kicker. The solution isn't one size fits all. They're tracking cycles alongside performance metrics. In my opinion, this is where sports science gets revolutionary. It's not about fixing periods, it's about adapting to them. Which raises a deeper question. Why did it take so long for elite sports to acknowledge this? The historical context here is wild. For years, missing periods was a badge of honor, a sign you'd earned your place by starving yourself into a lighter, faster version. Cedric Kerbal's quote about weight obsession being fashionable hits hard. This isn't just a cycling problem. It's a systemic issue in women's sports where health was sacrificed for performance. And the consequences? Bone density loss, hormonal chaos, you name it. What many people don't realize is that this wasn't just athletes being competitive. It was a culture normalizing self-destruction. But now, teams are baking cakes to celebrate periods returning. Literally, Alice Towers' teammate Henrietta Christie throwing a menstruation comeback party with a blood-filled exploding cake? That's not just quirky, it's a revolution. From my perspective, this symbolizes something bigger, the reclaiming of bodily autonomy in sports. When you frame a period as a health victory, not a hindrance, you're not just changing locker room culture. You're rewriting societal taboos. Still, gaps remain. The article admits research is playing catch-up. Dr. Anna Carceller points out that science has ignored female physiology for decades. And here's the part that keeps me up at night. If elite athletes are only now getting this support, what about the rest of us? This isn't niche. It's a microcosm of how women's health gets sidelined everywhere. So where's this heading? The next generation. Riders like Evita Music and Towers aren't just racing. They're paving the way for younger athletes to avoid the lose your period to win a race trap. Towers' line about girls not even knowing periods were once seen as weaknesses. That's the goal. And honestly, that's what makes this story timeless. It's not about cycling. It's about breaking cycles of silence. Final thought. The Tour de France Femmes isn't just a race this week. It's a lab for redefining what peak performance looks like when you stop fighting biology and start working with it. So next time you're sweating through a tough day, maybe spare a thought for these athletes and the radical idea that women shouldn't have to choose between their health and their ambitions.